Good evening and welcome to the VC3 News Update for Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. I'm Shalisa Nanton. First, on the local scene, United Nations Coordinator for Barbados and Eastern Caribbean, Mr. Deirdre Trubuck, believes that the theme for the Partners Coordination meeting, which is a collaborative effort between the country's government and the UN, is very timely. Addressing the opening ceremony held this morning at the NIS conference room, Mr. Trubuck said the theme from recovery to resilience is very timely as this country transitions from some major shocks, including the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano in 2021 and the COVID-19 pandemic, among others, which has caused some financial challenges, which is experienced by other neighboring countries.
We believe that all those challenges really threaten SDG progress, putting the most vulnerable at risks of being further left behind. And I know, Acting Prime Minister, how dedicated you and your government are to mitigating this risk by creating the necessary safety nets and livelihood opportunities for your people. At the same time, this current situation demands that stronger and more strategic partnerships be formed to maximize the impact of development assistance in support of your national priorities to build resilience. And in that regard, this meeting we feel is very timely because many of us as international partners have initiated last year also new cooperation cycles. That's true for the UN with the new multi-country sustainable development cooperation framework, but that's also true with USAID, EU, Canada, UK, amongst others.
He said his organization is on the ground to have a prospective engagement on how they can not only pursue and renew their ongoing commitment, but also make them more effective and coordinated so that SVG can access more and better its resilience.
I really must commend your government's leadership and the progress made in building resilience. For example, the efforts towards improvement of infrastructures, including in the tourism sector, enhancing access to education, capitalizing on the blue economy are just some examples. And I also want to acknowledge your constant, genuine interest on building partnerships that matter for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, permit me to describe a few initiatives which illustrate how the UN and partners are working really to move the needle on what we describe as SDG 17, which is about partnerships, which is somehow the bedrock also of the Agenda 2030. And this is in support of St. Vincent's agenda to build resilience. For instance, the UKFCDO and the CDB are partnering on the Caribbean Infrastructure Fund, which provides critical economic infrastructure, such as the Port Modernization Project, which is one of the flagship initiatives. The World Bank continues to provide loan financing and grants focusing on fiscal and health resilience or blue economy or disaster reduction. The EU also has recently launched the Euroclima to combat climate and biodiversity issues and will partner with UNDP to execute this program. Or UNDP and USAID, for example, further supporting St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the Carry Secure program, which aims to reduce youth involvement in crime and violence, amongst others.
Mr. Trubuck currently serves as the UN Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean states, where he leads the UN Sub-Regional Team for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, comprising heads of 22 agencies, funds and programs, to deliver on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development for All. Credit is being given to Argentina, the previous holder of the pro tempore presidency of Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, for laying some of the groundwork in organizing the recent EU-CELAC summit. Speaking with the API from the Mohammed V International Airport at Casablanca, Morocco, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said while St. Vincent and the Grenadines would take some credit for pushing for the recent summit, Argentina was instrumental in ensuring the logistics were taken care of.
Argentina had indicated that they would wish for us to try to get the EU-CELAC summit this year. During our presidency, and it has happened.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said the summit took place against the backdrop of a major conflict with world implications taking place. The Ukraine war added that it was so easy to dominate the summit. He said he made it clear that though Ukraine would be unavoidably discussed, the issue should not be allowed to dominate the summit.
In fact, very early, when the suggestion was made by some people in Europe that President Zelensky attended the summit, I say absolutely not.
He's not a part of the EU.
He's not a part of the EU. He's not a part of CELAC. And I said, you know, if you want to tick a box in some juvenile way, which is not going to help the process of mature diplomacy, you know, you can advance that, but we're not going to entertain that. And then the world we are living in now is in many ways very different than 8 years ago when the last meeting took place between the European Union and CELAC. The situation with climate change has gotten worse. The matter in relation to the architecture of the global financing system is shown to be unworkable and increasingly anachronistic. The Sustainable Development Goals, not only because of COVID and natural disasters, but also because of the workings of the very global political economy, that we're not going to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030.
Dr. Gonsalves said the declaration out of the summit addressed all of the issues confronting member nations, and when he holds a press brief on his return to the island, he would further explain the various paragraphs included in the declaration. The EU-CELAC summit was held in Brussels on July 17th to 18th. More on the local scene, Lions Club St. Vincent South hosts installation ceremony for new board on Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. The new board members are Lion Janelle George, President, Lion Michael John MJF, Vice President, Lion Deanna Ralph, Secretary, Lion Rhonda Thompson-Shane, Treasurer, Lion Stephen Simon, Tame, Lion Sharon Williams, First Year Director, Lion Dr. Roger Duncan, MJF, Tail Twister, and Lion Calvin Harry, Marketing and Communications Chair. Lion Monel Marksman and Second Year Director, and Lion Noel Dixon, the membership chair, who were unavoidably absent, will be sworn in at a later time. President of the club, Lion Janelle George, in her acceptance speech, thanked immediate past president Lion Dion John MJF for her exceptional leadership over the course of the previous 2022 to 2023 Lionistic year, and for the accomplishments recognized as most outstanding president in the zone and club of the zone. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has extended their congratulations to 5 recent graduates from the University of Medical Sciences, Matanas, Cuba, and have also expressed their gratitude to the Republic of Cuba for its continued cooperation in developing our health sector and the Spanish-speaking ability of our nationals. The graduates include Dr. Oyin Janella Woodley, Dr. Zena Tahara Williams, Dr. Chantel Shanika Nanton, Dr. Chelsea Corrine Ford, and Dr. Akila Oressa Springer. Dr. Springer and Dr. Nanton graduated with honors, and Dr. Woodley was awarded the most integrated student of this year's graduating class, the best all-round student. And those are the local stories. Continue watching on VC3 channel 114 for the regional and international news update, along with the VC3 sports update.